All right, all right. Hello, guys. Hope everyone is doing well. What do I want to discuss about today? I do want to start getting straight into these rather than delaying it, talk about other things. So even with the journal stuff, which I'm not sure if I put it before this, actually it's probably going to come after this. It is as snappy as I can make it. Right? I was trying to do a rough edit earlier. There was about an hour and a half of footage. I don't know how much it has condensed down to in the final form, but I have got it down at least halfway right now, and I'm trying to minimize it to even more, right? Because I don't want these videos to be running longer than they need to, right? 20 minutes tops, like let's see. So long as there's value, it's all good, right? Now, the actual okay, I'm going to talk about quite a few things right now as well, right? Straight off the top of my head, today I don't even have notes, but in the actual journal, whilst I'm going through the charts, going through my MetaTrader 4, there's a lot of nuggets that I've dropped, right? Going back on it, I was like, this sort of information is very useful for anyone else currently trading as well. So definitely keep an eye out for that. I'll also see if I can try to timestamp certain areas which are of value in the video, and then it's easy to you can use that as a reference to easily get to those points. Okay.
Wicked, we are recording. So guys, today is the start of the trading day for me on Monday. Right now it is 10 past 4. Usually I do look at the charts at around 2 o'clock on a Monday, like even before, but definitely by 2 o'clock. I got caught up with a few things. So today we're on it at 4 o'clock. But yeah, I've just had a quick view of the charts already before I actually started recording. I kind of forgot about it. But now that I'm doing it, let's see what's going on. So on Aussie dollar, US dollar, we can see that price is actually pushed up past these levels. It's broken the resistant levels that we thought, okay, it's going to withhold, and it's gone up to the trend line, right? So I'm probably going to zoom into the lower time frames a bit later on as well as right now, because I've not checked the lower time frames just yet. Okay, I see past at 2 o'clock. There was could have been news. I don't know. I've not checked the news yet either. But it seems like it's just made a pinpoint rejection off of that thing over there, off of the trend line, right? So that's the third touch of the trend line. The downtrend structure still stands, and that is a very good confirmation that price may want to come back down. Now that was the last confirmation suggesting that price will come down, right? Because initially, if we look at the daily timeframes, what it's done is it's broken the fibs, it's broken the, so it's invalidated the fib level, it's invalidated the weekly key level, the daily key level, and this was the last barrier over here until, it goes up there, makes a double top potentially, and then comes down, right? So this is the final layer of structure, I guess you can say, before, we think, okay, this is a goner, right? This is just going to go shoot up rather than ever making a move down anytime soon. So that's that. And oh my days. So a very stupid thing happened because I didn't check charts on Friday, as I mentioned last time. I actually had a trade, a sell limit trade for this pair. Guess what's happened? It's obviously been triggered open because I didn't close the trade out. Even when the market opened on Sunday night, last night, I didn't manage to close the trade out. So yeah, that's been triggered. It was only a 1% trade. So yeah, that's the silly 1%, to lose just like that. But yeah, I should have been more careful. I should have been more alert for what I'm doing. Anyways, we move along. Euro GBP, what I expected was to happen because it's kind of broken out of this range. It failed to retest it right after it broke out properly. It failed to retest it. There was a minor retest, I guess you can say, over here, right? It's broken out, it's retested, and it's shot up. But okay, now that it's gone up over here, it's started to range between this level as well, this weekly key level, and this daily key level that I've drawn. What you can see on Friday, the price pushed up, couldn't sustain the bullish push. Bears brought it back down below this key level. That's where it's closed and made a shooting star formation. So what that suggests is, price would want to move down further. And what's happened today? The exact same thing, right? Let me see, when did all of this play out? Was it literally in the last couple of hours? Okay, I guess throughout the whole day, it's moved. But the biggest move has been since the start, since the last couple of hours, which is good, which is all right. But I will monitor it. I'll see what it does when it gets to the next, either this key level over here, because that will be the support for this range motion, or even potentially over here because it's rejecting officially this previous range, right? And then it may want to move up even higher. We'll see, because it is in a massive, range like formation on weekly. So it may be continuing its move further up like this, because I think it does overlap with some fib levels, right, where it retraced from. Yeah, so if we can see, there's a fib level over there. There's a bit of, rangy motion over there. But yeah, that's that. Anyways, I've been rambling on for too long. I'm gonna close this, and if I enter any trades or whatnot, I'll be sure to let you guys know. All right, peace. So it is currently 12:30 at night. I am just about to go to bed, but before I do that, I just was on the charts just to see if there's any trade setups and what my entries from earlier this evening were looking like. And I have just gone and entered some trades as well. So I'll just do a quick overview of those. Aussie dollar, US dollar. All right. So with this one, yes, the trade initially, what we analyzed on Sunday was, we're hoping for it to reject off over here, but this has made a very strong bullish move up, right, up to the actual trend line. What I have done is when I've gone into the past, I have noticed that there's certain key levels over here, right? For example, this one over here, that price is just at right now. It seems pretty strong, right? Which is this top, which is this top key level over here, right? Rejection, 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 all the way through. Okay, so what I've done is, on the basis of that, apologies, on the basis of that, I looked further into the hourly candles, and we can see on the 4-hour it's making a doji-like pattern over there, but we don't trade doji on its own, so I went further in. On the 2-hourly pattern, it's quite a, usually I would take that itself. This is messing me up. That candle over there. So usually I would take that itself as a shooting star, but I went further into the 1-hour and noticed that, it's actually made a very good shooting star over here. So on the basis of that, I just entered a few pips underneath that, placed my stop loss about 15 pips above this high, and I've set a limit, and I think it should just about be triggering right now, as we can see, right? Because I ended up, by the time I'd done all my journaling and stuff, price had already moved to over here, so I've put a sell limit rather than doing a market execution at that time over there, or even doing a stop order when I was about to. I got busy with a few things, so sell limit over here, it should just about be triggering right now. I don't know what the spread on my for my broker is saying about right now, so maybe it might need to push up a little bit more before it's triggered, but hopefully it is. All right, let's stop rambling on, quickly move along. What else have I entered right now? Pound chef, yes, this is something I've just done right now. So this is on a downtrend on weekly, making downtrend structure. We can see this trend line over here, made a third touch over here, and it's found resistance on this weekly key level. Then I thought, let me draw a fib out, right? It seems like it's made a decent enough retracement. And this has rejected the 61.8 to the T, right? Let me go further into the 4-hour, bam, right, to the T, with a massive wick rejection, making a shooting star-like formation off of this weekly key level as well, and obviously the fib level. So a couple of confluences going on over there. And when we were to go further in to the 1-hour, we can see it also made this evening star formation over here. So just below the evening star formation is where I've put my stop, where I've put my sell stop order, right? So if it moves further this direction, it will be activated. I don't think this is activated right now. Oh no, this is activated right now. Yes, it is. Yes, because I had to do a market execution around over here because when I went to place it as a sell stop, it didn't allow me to because I've just literally activated this trade right now, right? So I did a market execution. So actually currently we are looking to be about 7 pips deep into the stop loss area because my entry was at 1.995. And finally, let me show you the final entry before I show you some new thing that I've done. Share a new screen, which is over here. Gang. So I hope everything's still working. But now I've connected my MetaTrader up to my laptop, right? I usually just do it straight from my phone. I've still placed the trades in from my phone, but as a means of just showing it to you guys, I thought, you know what, let me do it this way. And oh, okay, so Aussie dollar US dollar is now activated as well. Currently, we are in about monetary wise about £10 in the negative, but it is still good. This is my actual account that I usually use. I'm sure you recognize, you know, the numbers and stuff because I've already verified it. That is my current balance, you know, as I showed on week 3's journal. So yeah, things are looking good right now. Hopefully, I'm just going to give this some time to breathe. And, you know, even if it goes into the negative a little bit, my stop losses today have been pretty wide. So it's fine. You know, I'm not panicky. I'm not worried about anything. And hopefully in the morning, we'll see it in some positives. All right. So I'm out for right now. Peace. What else is going on over here? Okay, so Euro GBP seems to have come down and retested this area by the looks of it. Currently, okay, so it's made like a shooting star-like formation further below over here, failing to break past, close past it. Could push DXY. It's just coming down, right? Since the break of that, it's just been moving down. I mean, in hindsight, this is what I should have checked before entering my Aussie dollar US dollar trade, right? It's broken out of this range. Okay, it's continued to move down. It's even closed past this key level yesterday, you know, and it's closed past this wick, the low of the previous daily candle. It was coming down, right? I need to stop being so attached to a bias, like stop marrying that bias and be like, you know what? Yeah, it's definitely going this way, right? And it's the daily candles that I got to check. You know, daily candle gives all the clues where the next move of the market is. And I got to be on top of my game. I really do. Let us go into MetaTrader just to see. Right, so as it stands, we are about, let me do quick maths on this actually. Can't work it out. So it's about 18%, right, that we're down right now. Which isn't the worst thing in the world, right? But there is, you know, certain things that are going wrong, and I must, you know, improve on those. So what I will do right now is journal all my trades, go review them, see where I went wrong with the analysis of the trades that I was in right now, and go from there, right? Especially the pound chef trade, right? And the Aussie dollar, US dollar, right? Because, okay, look, if we were to go back and just view how, where we at? Okay, I hope you can see that. If we just go back and view the Aussie dollar, US dollar, right? Yes, on the weekly, it is in a downtrend, right? But the recent structure on the daily, sorry. But the recent structure on the daily, it is making uptrend structure continuously. Higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. That, I mean, if you go in the 4 hour, that was a higher low over there result, but you know, it carries on making a higher high. I should be going with this trend, right? Until the structure for this uptrend is broken, I should not be taking a short trade. Reason being, right? Yes, even though this is this was a downtrend on weekly, the daily may be given signs that, you know what, the trend is about to shift. And if that's the case, this is already making uptrend structure, right? So if anything, I should go along with the structure. It's been obeying the trend line rules. It's been breaking these resistance levels. It's invalidated the fib levels, right? Stick to it. It's simple. It's simple. It's not the markets. It's me that the problem is, right? So look for some better setups and then return. Right. Oh, sorry. So pound chef, I might as well go over right now. It's broken the trend line, right? Right now, it's not showed us a sign of a false break. This is yesterday on the, I entered on a basis of, oh, it's only touching the trend line. I never usually do that. Did I do that just for the sake of being in the trade? Looking back on it, maybe. Right? That over there suggests the trend line has been broken. It does not suggest a false break because there wasn't a candle printed after it. Suggest and you know, failing to close above it, right? Only managing to close below it and potentially even under the trend line to tell us, okay, you know what? That was just a false break, right? We can readjust the trend line and carry on taking a short. It broke the trend line over there. But the whole basis of this was holding such a strong resistance level, and nothing has closed beyond this for such a long time. But this one candle was so bullish that it closed beyond that and also broke the trend line. It should have told me, you know what, a short is not a good idea right now. It doesn't mean that I have to take a long on the trade, but it just means stay away from taking a short on the trade, right? I think it was just an impulsive move. I wanted to be in the market, see some, you know, money moving up and down in the account, see some pips being gained, right? Just for the adrenaline rush. It's not a good look. It is not a good look. I mean, I don't usually even do something like this. I don't know why I done that, looking back on it. But you know, that's the hindsight bias for you. Looking back on it, you can see, oh, I should have done it this way, or I should not have done it this way. But when you're at the moment, that's where it's the most important thing to realize, you know, when you're in the moment, to stop yourself from doing something or take the risk, calculated risk, and, you know, do what you got to do. But I will reanalyze these markets and enter again. All right, Euro GBP on daily, we can see it is in a range, right? So it's found resistance, come down for support, back again resistance, and it seems to be finding support over here, right? Even though that was a very big bearish candle, coming all the way down to support. When I went further into the hourly time frames, I could see there's a massive wick rejection making a hammer candlestick pattern over here, right? Suggesting price may want to move further up. Went in a little bit more into the 1 hour and realized, okay, there was a bearish engulfing over here, but price was not able to sustain that breakdown over here, right? So it wanted to move back up, which it did. So I actually entered on the support over here. I did place a sell limit entry, I believe, but by the time I actually put the position in and everything, market had already made its move, right? It was literally 2 pips away from where I placed the entry, and market had already made its move, and it's not come back since, I don't believe. I still haven't checked the MT4, so I don't know what's going on. And I also had an entry over here, which was at the end of this 4-hour shooting star, right? There's an entry over here. It's only a 2-to-1 risk reward ratio. It's pretty big stop loss for a moderate size take profit, which I hope, you know, it can hit within by tomorrow, hopefully, if it does intend to go upwards. But yeah, that's the deal right now. It would have been nice if the other trade was triggered as well. It wasn't, I don't think. and this one has just been triggered and is currently around the break-even stage. I shall go into my MetaTrader 4 just to show you guys what's happening and also view it for myself. All right. Okay, so only one of them was activated, which was this buy stop trade with the entry place past the 4-hour hammer pattern candlestick. And yes, just around entry right now. So we'll let that play out, see how that goes. Pretty confident it will move to the upside, to the other side of the range. It seems to have found its support. Would have been nice to get an entry slightly beforehand. Nicer entry, nice risk reward. But, you know, it's fine. We continue and move on. All right. Anyways, oh, actually, let me just mention. So this week actually has been pretty, okay, not even the week. The whole start to this challenge thing has been pretty shambles so far, right? If we look at the statistics, I think since we began this, we've only been trading for 2 weeks and we're down 18% in 2 weeks, right? It's not the worst thing in the world, but by no means is that, you know, was that expected, right? Of course, you know, you should always keep in mind that these kind of things can happen, but, you know, that's, no one wants to be down 18% in the first 2 weeks, right? It just doesn't make sense. But we're going to move forward and see what happens by the end of the month, because instead of focusing on the daily gains, the weekly gains, it's more of a monthly gains that I'm focusing on, right? Because, you know, you got to allow your account to, you know, go up and down, let it breathe, you know, let it do its thing. But eventually the whole point is it'll all average out into the profits, into the plus side for you, right? But that's it for me for now. I shall come back for you guys tomorrow, most likely. All right, peace. Do it nice though. Okay, guys. So right now it is Wednesday, 1:15 p.m. And I'm just gonna look into the charts. This is for the first time today, and see how things are looking since we entered a couple positions yesterday, and since I entered them, I have not monitored them. So I'm just going to go through the rest of the charts as well, just see if there's any potential setups right now, and or what else is going on, right? How the positions that we entered are going on so far. GBP AUD. Oh, okay, we got fucked on this. Because yeah, so this would have been triggered, taking us out at our stop loss over here, and it's gone our direction now. This kind of sucks. Should have, to be honest, waited for an official rejection for placing an entry yesterday, because I was going to go out of town. I just placed a sell limit around this level, hoping that, you know, we'll just kind of touch it. It was, I think, a 50 pip stop loss though. Yeah, so I thought, you know, that'd be enough. But yeah, it's just made a crazy downwards move, right? We're showing a big rejection off of it. Let's go further into. Right. What I'm seeing is potentially a morning star formation over here. Right. Could re-enter it. Place an entry pretty much where market is right now, which was going to be, you know, just above the close, just above the high of this candle, and stop loss below over here and take it up. I think that stop loss turns out to be what, like 200 odd pips. Yeah, that is quite wide. I usually never enter it that wide, but I mean, considering the way this pair has been moving, it'll probably be the right thing to do. Let's carry on. Pound chef has gone up. Okay, we seem to be getting raped once again on this as well. Oh no, sorry, we're good. But okay, as it stands currently, I think shit. Okay, so I don't think I closed this trade out because I placed two like pending orders basically. And even though I think this one was activated first, I don't think I closed this out. So we could be in both trades right now, which actually makes it a 4% risk currently on this. Interesting. Right. I think for that, I may put this into break even. So essentially, you know, we are just risking 2%, which would be on this trade, because currently 4% must be open, I'm pretty sure, unless we've somehow been taken out by stupid spreads. I still not checked MetaTrader, so I don't know. Right, yeah, so both of these are active. What I am gonna do is go on my phone, because I actually don't know how to use the MetaTrader on computer. Right, I'm gonna go on my phone and I will place the stop loss for this one, the first trade, into break even. Yeah, stop loss into break even, and the other one can continue running, and that'd be a 2% risk open collectively across both trades. All right, so that's it for me for now. If I do any entries or any updates to the rest of this, I shall let you guys know. All right, peace. Trade on this. This was on, when did I enter? I think I entered it around 8 p.m. Let's go down. It was on the formation of this inside bar harami pattern kind of thing, right? So this is a long bullish candle with a wick rejection over here, and you can see a very small candle which has, you know, failed to go anywhere beyond it, right? It's an inside bar candle, which suggests price wants to move down a little further. On top of that, as price has played out, you can see it's made a shooting star off of this area, which is very good. I want to see if it's made anything. Actually, let's go to 4 hour. Okay, shooting star on a 4 hour too. Anything else? Not particularly. This was only 1% trade at the time of it being just an inside bar. But because I've had a couple more candlestick confirmations as well, especially the 4 hour shooting star, I will most definitely be entering this for another 1% trade. So totaling it to be 2%. On this, let's have a look at USD CAD, because I think I'm in a position for that as well. Yep. Is that position still valid though? That's the question. Oh, actually, let me explain why I took the position. So as you can see, this is a level of support previously. What I felt price had done, well, the level of support kind of ranges from this over here all the way to across like that, right? Let's change the color so it's more visible. There we go. Right. So we can see that this is sort of a level of support, right? Acting over here. Currently support, former resistance, rejecting price over here. If we go further in towards 4 hour, we can see there is a lot of consolidation going on over here, right? Initially, I could see that price was really struggling to penetrate past this level. Okay, it's just coming to tap it more or less, really struggling to push any further past it. And I took an entry based on, I think, a formation of a couple very small candles over there, suggesting, you know, there's a loss in momentum. I believe this was also 1% trade, as far as I can remember. This was a 1% trade as well, because those are the only two confluences I had, as far as I can remember. Yes, it was. And now we can see that even on the 1 hour, there's a lot of very small indecisive candles with no momentum at all to the downside, or even the upside for that matter. That's why it's only 1% right now. However, if it was to go further beyond this and break this level over here, the original level of support, right, which is a former on the daily, which is that level on the daily, right? And it was to break beyond the range box that I've drawn, right? I will definitely enter it for a 2% trade to continue on from over here. So that'd be a 1% playing from over here, and then an additional 2%. And I will be putting my stop loss into break even at that point as well. Reason being, because I've entered at the bottom over here, and around there it is past my 30 pips, right? So I can enter another trade on top, because I'll be putting the first trade into the break even. So there's no risk on that. So there's only a 2% risk play for the new trade. Interfere with the trades I have running currently. Okay, so let's go over Euro GBP again. So before you saw I had both running, both were in play, right? 2 trades. Obviously the first trade, I put that into stop loss, into break even. So we're only running 2% risk now, which is on this bigger trade over here. If we were to go down, I was planning to re-enter again, right? Because you can see it's broken above this resistance. And I was waiting for a retest before I can take long. And at that time, the breakout didn't even complete, right? So the 1 hour candle was had broken above it, but it hadn't closed. So I was just waiting to see, okay, if that's going to be a false break or if that's going to stand. By the looks of it, it stood. Did it come back to retest? It did indeed. Right. Very nice. What I will do in that case is enter another 2%er. No, sorry, 1%, because the only confidence I have right now is a break of a key level and the candlestick formation, right? There's no other confidences. So if there's only 2 confidences, I'll only enter a 1% trade. But this I will definitely enter on, because it, I've already got other 2 trades on into it. I will enter 1 more along with it. Yes, sir. And potentially, if the price can come up to over here, give me another breakout retest play, I will enter another position. And my plan is at the top of this range box to kind of cash out, basically. But let's see how that plays out. Hopefully tomorrow is Thursday. It should all be good for tomorrow. Right. Let me just go through MetaTrader. I've not checked that. So, let me share my screen. Right, so on MetaTrader as well, we're doing good. That is about 2% up on the account. I don't currently have much margin to play with. So whatever trade I enter, most likely it will only be 1 that I'll be able to enter. I'm going to have to play it very smartly. So let me just go recheck everything and enter the trades that I need to. All right, so anyway, I'm out for now. Peace. Like it's been taken out for 1%. So I was in 2 trades, one of which has been taken out over here at 1%. This is the one that I entered the first. Yeah, that's the first trade I entered on this pair. What else is going on over here? Let me get rid of that. Didn't want to see that. From there to down here. Right. Now that is completely my fault, and I'm about to tell you why. I should not have waited this long, right? Because I've been awake for quite a few hours now. I should have looked at the charts. It's my own doing, getting involved with something else rather than focusing on the business. And yeah, it's come to cost me 1% on this, potentially 2, depending on what the spread was like. That could also be taken out, so it could be 2%. If not, then it's back around just above entry. But both should have been put the stop loss into break even. It's my fault. Sometimes you got to hold your hands up and accept it's not the markets. It's never the markets. It's you, right? You enter the position. You should manage the position yourself as well. You should close the position out yourself as well, right? It's my own stupidity that's caused this. Right, but lesson learnt, I will not be getting involved with anything else when it's time to trade. USD CAD, interesting. Has that also hit stop loss? I think it has. Oops. Yeah, just hit it and then come back up. Right. And even with this as well, if I was paying attention from start up, going up over there, that was easily 30 pips. It has to be, right? And that should have been placed. Yeah, that should have been placed into a break even. Again, it's down to me, right? I mean, saying that this move over here looks to be quite a manipulative move. Could have been due to news, maybe. I've not been checking news actually at all lately. Forex related news. I've not been checking it at all for the past week, I think. Maybe I should do that a little bit more. I don't know why I've not been doing that. Interesting on my part. I don't know why I've not been doing that. GPAUD may be looking to move down. Interesting. Still might stay away from it. I don't know. Right, GBP Chef. I did place a pending order on this. So I'm double check. This one's sticky. This one's sticky and this might hurt. Now, when I placed a pending order for this, the market was sorry. I didn't have enough margin left, right? Because of this Euro USD trade that I entered, and I entered it at market execution around this level over here yesterday, right? And I don't think I had enough margin left, so that'd be interesting to see what's going on with GBP Chef, because if it has been triggered, if it is moving our way, that'd be nice. It'd be, you're looking at around, say we entered around there. Oh, oops. You're looking about 2 to 1 on this trade currently, or 1 to 2 actually on this trade currently. It should be nice. Back into it. It's at the resistance of the range box, but I don't know. I'll have to let price play out for me to decide what's happening with that. Euro GBP, the important one. Oh, you sexy thing. Right, and it's at a level where I wanted to enter again as well, right? Okay, so with this one, I've made 2 entries. Yesterday I was going to enter where this key level is, but the price just hadn't given me the right sort of candlestick for me to enter. That's why I entered Euro USD actually, because the candlestick pattern on that, it was a shooting star from what I remember off a key level. And over here, yes, there was a break, but there wasn't any sort of candlestick pattern forming just yet. There was this sort of like half shooting star like pattern, but I was thinking of it more to be like a doji kind of thing, hence I didn't really enter it. So this would have been a 2 to, how many pips would that be? Oh, 1 to 4 risk reward ratio, which would have been nice, but that doesn't matter. What we're going to do is, price is broken above this. It's actually already retested it by the looks of it, but I'll see if it wants to come down once again and then take it up to this level over here. I think it's probably going to be about 30 odd pips, 60, 90, yeah. So I'll probably make a 15 pip stop loss, so make that to be a 1 to 2 risk reward trade over there. But let's see. All right, we'll see what we do as the day goes on. Right now, let's check the MetaTrader. Oh, actually, let's go to right. So because of, but we've taken about 2, maybe 3% loss last night because of the Euro USD, I think USD CAD trade as well. Right now, what do we have open? We've got the both Euro GBP trades and we've got one of the Euro USD trades open. Right. What we're going to do with this? First of all, I'm going to be going on my phone, putting these into break even, stop loss into break even for the second Euro GBP trade as well. See, this has not closed past, the previous level of resistance as well, right? The body's only reached up to over there, and just wicked above. That's why I've placed the key level over there, and it's done the same thing, right? So in theory, it should be coming lower, because that should suggest that it is a level of resistance, a good level of resistance. Okay, even on the 2 hour, what's the 1 hour saying? 1 hour is probably a break of it, yeah, but it's come straight back down to the top like formation. Interesting, right? Oh, and the bastard GBP chef trade wasn't activated. That would have been nice, but that's that for now. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sign off. I'm gonna clean everything up, see if there's any other entries right now, and take some trades. All right, so I'm out for now. Peace. I may not even take anything else tomorrow, but I'll go through what I have, what I'm currently in, and what I'm just about to open as well, right? So currently I'm in, well, I'm not in a USD CAD trade, but I have a pending order placed. I shall explain why. Price has been trending down. It's broken this support level. It's come back to retest it on the daily, right? That's one reason that I think it will be continuing to go further down. If you go on the 4 hour, the hourly time frames, we can see price has been ranging for a little while. So what I've done is placed, this is, going along with the fact that it has broken the support, retested it on the daily. In the range box, I've placed, pending order, a stop order, sell stop order on the break of the, what do you call this thing? On the break of the range box, right? And if it does break, if it wants to continue lower, I will be entered into a short trade. Only a 1 to 2 risk reward ratio on this. It's pretty good risk reward ratio. Not that I usually go for. I mean, 1 to 2 is my minimum, but usually I go for something that is a little bit higher. But it's good. It's good. 45 pips on the stop, because it's on the other side of the range box, right? That's the strategy I do with the range boxes. So I'll enter on break of one side and place my stop loss on the other. That's how I do it. Let's carry on. I'm not going to show anything else, just the trades I am in or will be in. All right. Euro GBP. So I'm still in this trade on the long, right? It's around this range box level, hesitating over here. What I have done is I have placed a 1% trade for a hedge to come short, right? This was a couple hours ago now, more than a couple hours, I think about 4, maybe 5 hours ago. Reason for that is I could see there was wick rejection over here. Price was failing to break past it. And then on the hour time frames, so I think it was coming to around 8 o'clock, price was failing to break this level over here as well, right? So there's a lot of resistance along this sort of level. So I thought, okay, let's place a 1% trade, because it's not a clear candlestick pattern, but a lot of indecisive candles, right? We've already had a move up, which couldn't withhold itself, so it came down, resisting, finding resistance over here at the top of the range box. So I thought it will follow suit. So just where I saw the price struggling, that's where I placed order, quite tight with the stop loss. I think it's 20 pips, because I believe it is above, it is 15 pips above over here, from what I can remember. What else was going to share? What I am doing though right now is I'm going to be placing a trade over here. So currently price seems to be somewhat ranging around here as well, right? If you can look. The point is, if it was to break this, I expect it to come lower, right? So I've got this trade over here. It's going to be about 1 to 2.5-ish risk reward on this. It will be activated upon a break of this. Initially, I was going to think of taking it over here, but if it's a range box, price can go back and to the upside after retesting off of here, but I've given it a 5 pip, gap over here for it to actually want to make a move down, maybe go back to retest it and then come lower. So I will be entering this on a 2% trade, right? This is already open on a 1% trade. Altogether, this will be a 3% open risk trade on one currency pair, right? That can't, by the way, this one, the long is obviously put into, stop loss has been put into break even because it's well past 30 pips, and 30 pips is when I put stuff into break even. But what was I saying with this? Yeah, so soon as this one is activated, because I'll probably be awake for another hour, a couple of hours maybe, I'll monitor my phone, on the hourly closes, see what price it's in. If it was to go down, activate this, I will immediately put this one into break even, right? Stop loss into break even, and then there'd be only a 2% risk, which will be open on this. However, this trade will still be running, but it's just risk free, right? So I've not opened this trade yet. I'm just about to do that. And yeah, that's it. That's me for today. It's 12 at night right now. In the morning, it will be NFP as well, which will be interesting. So I'm going to protect some trades on that as well. But let's see how we get along in the morning. All right, I'm out. Peace. Oh, oopsie, not peace. Let me show you the moving too quick. Let me show you the MetaTrader real quick. Yep. So, okay. Initially, I think I forgot to mention, initially, obviously, we had 2 long positions. One of them did hit take profit of 100 pips. So that's what the current balance is sitting at. And we are currently this much in profit too. What else is going on? Yes, so I took partial profits on this initial trade because it's hit 50 pips, right? Every time a trade hits 50 pips, I close out 20%. Just so you know, I've taken some money from the market and not letting market get away with my money. That is that. And hopefully in the morning you will see another Euro GBP trade over here, which is triggered. I've got enough margin to play with right now, and USD CAD may even be triggered. We shall see in the morning. All right. Anyway, that's me signing out now. For sure. Peace. Okay, guys. So I actually recorded this earlier, but I've tried to find the file and I cannot do it. So I'm gonna do it really quickly. We woke up this morning just to look at the charts and stuff. We were on a USD CAD trade yesterday. Well, it was a pending order. So I opened the charts, saw that it's, kind of whipped towards a TP, and I was hoping it did hit TP, and you know what, it actually did. The spread didn't, mess us around or anything. We actually did manage to hit TP, so that was a 1-to-2 risk-to-reward ratio. That was good, so we cashed in on that. And that was, the spike actually happened due to the NFP news today. What else? We were also, so I was actually going around looking at these, obviously the pairs, right? Then I realized, you know what? This the pound pair seemed to be moving up. That can only mean that the Euro GBP trade that we were in, that must be moving down, right? And lo and behold, that's exactly what's happened. So from our entry level, it's made quite a bearish move down, quite a strong bearish move down. So we placed a 1% trade over there, right? Because I saw resistance but no clear candlestick formation. And then I placed a sell stop order over here. So if there was momentum downwards, then it will be a surefire a trade to come down. We are just about to hit TP right now in about, by the looks of it, about just under 10 pips. So that would be nice to see. Let me just quickly show the MetaTrader as well. I mean, I did all of this earlier, but I've tried to find the file and I cannot do it. So I thought, let me just get it all in right now. I may even close the trade manually right now. Let me just see. Let's share that screen. Yeah, so I've already taken partial profits on this. I've already placed trailing stop losses on this, well past break even. And for the rest of it, the plan is for it to just go down and hit TP. Let's see how it plays out. And if it requires me closing it out manually, I may do so. I may even make the trailing stop loss come a little bit closer, a little bit further down, closer to the TP. So we've got decent gains on the account right now since, you know, it was down about 20%. We are now at, quick math. Geez, okay, so that's 1%, that's 4%. You're looking at about 12% on the balance. But if we were to close this out, it will be obviously much less, but 12% in the negative. So it's good. We've gained, you know, a little bit back. And yeah, it'd be nice to see where it goes. But anyway, that's me out for right now. I will do a proper journal of this whole thing, go edit it. And yeah, if it closes, I might take a screenshot or something and post it, but we shall see what happens. All right, anyways, I'm out. Peace.
Today, I'm going to talk about how the process has been so far and the shift in my mindset, right? At the start of the video, as you will see in the journal, and you would know obviously from previous weeks journaling, we have not been to the best start, right? Within 2 weeks, we were down more or less 20%, right? Just over 18%, between 18 and 22% from what I remember. So let's say about 20%. It got to a point where I was like, there must be something that I'm doing wrong, right? Especially the market conditions that we have going on right now. You may constantly need to start adapting and first of all, evaluating yourself, your performance, right? If it's working, carry on. There's no need to change if something is working, right? Of course, you can refine the process, but don't change the whole thing. You can improve on it, but don't change it. However, if it's not working for you, evaluate, adapt to the markets, and change the way you are going about certain things. When I did my evaluation, I could see that, you know what, I've been taking trades that are, well, I've been trying to take swing trades, right? That will, you know, go from point A down here to all the way point B, all the way up here, rather than taking smaller intraday trades, which would, okay, yes, we started off over here and now we're over here, right? Slowly climbing the ladder, taking small intraday setups with still, you know, good risk reward ratios, you know, but that is what's suiting the market more right now. The market has been quite rangy and it doesn't make sense to, and it's been doing like erratic stuff as well, right? The market, despite being just rangy with going between certain levels, it's been doing all kinds of weird stuff. So instead of taking swing setups, which would be pretty good in other market conditions, that's how I usually trade. Right now, the price may be going in my direction and then it will come back to break even. That's happened multiple times, you know, previously in the journals as well. I think I've taken just over 30 trades right now. And during the start, that's what used to happen, right? So many break-even trades. Why? I've tried to take a swing position, it's gone in that direction, but you know, it's come back and hit the entry again, or invalidates the setup and moves a different way, or then continues to go the direction I wanted it to, whatever happens. So that's one thing that I've done. I changed, I adapted to the market, and we're starting to see growth again, right? We're not at the break-even stage just yet for our account to be back up to where we started just yet, but we're very close to it, right? As you can see in the journaling, right? From being about 20% down, we are now, let me see, we are about 5% down, right? So in this week, we've managed to get an increase of about 15% to what it was prior, which is good. We're recovering, right? And another thing, right, which I'm sure I'll probably mention in the journal again, because this is what I'm trying to achieve right now. Before, it was used to be, okay, how much can I make in a day? How much can I make in a week, right? That kind of stuff, it's not good for you mentally, right? It's too short term, right? You can have a really good day, you can have a really bad day, you can have a decent week, you can have a poor week, right? But everything slowly starts to average itself out, right? You may have, you know, 2, 3, 4 losing weeks in a row, right? And then all of a sudden you're back on your winning game, right? And if you have correct risk management, even those 2, 3, 4 losing weeks, you can, with correct risk management, you can recover all of that within the next 1 or 2 weeks, right? That's why risk management is so important. You know, of course, in your mind, right, because I'm documenting this, I do want, you know, everything to be perfect, right? Okay, I'm winning every single trade, no losses. Oh, my account is never in negative. But we even hit below 2,000 on the account, right? That is no good, right? Realistically, that is no good. That's quite poor performance. But then I realized what the long-term goal is, right? We're not focusing on the daily gains, not focusing on the weekly gains, it's the monthly gains, right? And the monthly gains will hopefully average themselves out. So the first 2 weeks, they're poor weeks for us, right? I don't know why I keep saying us, I guess because I'm talking to the camera and assuming everyone's like trading with me. But okay, for myself, pretty poor weeks, right? But on the third week, we're doing good. We're stepping up again. On the fourth week, I'll be completely happy with the break even. Forget, you know, any profits aside, completely happy with the break even, right? Because ultimately, at least I've managed to preserve the capital and, you know, not blow it out, right? And then for the following month, that's when I'm gonna, you know, plan on increasing everything, right? So be it however many percent, but plan to increase it. Also, the types of setups I've started taking now as well, you'd see, I did watch my journals back and you will see the mental switch that I had, right? And I'm going to try to definitely include those. You can see the shift in the type of trades that I was taking previously that were letting me down to the type of trades that I'm taking right now, which resulted in the gains, right? And sometimes it's a very good way. Okay, I guess this videoing journaling is actually really helping me because I can evaluate myself, you know, kind of in like literally watch myself through exactly, you know, a second pair of eyes in a sense, right? Because I've already done it, I've already been through it, and then when I'm watching myself back and I realize, you know what, this is something that actually worked for me and this was really good that I did do that, or this didn't work for me and this is the reason. Right? And you know, when you're watching yourself from the outside view, you can see the mistakes you're doing, along with the good, but especially, you know, you can see the mistakes that you're doing, and we're trying to eradicate those stuff. So I suggest, like, if someone's watching this, video journal yourself to see how you are performing, right? And then watch it back over the space of 2 weeks, a month kind of thing, and just see, okay, what do you learn from this and how are you going to improve and adapt yourself? Right, you don't have to post it onto YouTube. I say do it, right? Do the same thing that I'm doing right now. You know, it seems to be working for me. Like literally 3 weeks in, and you know, that epiphany came through, right? Although I have been journaling on paper, right? I've got a Word document and I journal all my trades over there, my thoughts, feelings, emotions. The video stuff is like I could literally see myself doing it there and then, right? As I'm watching myself back, and it shows you that. It's a very clear image of what is going right and what's going wrong. And so long as you can learn from it and improve on it, you're good. Also, I hope you guys have been enjoying the fact that I've actually linked my MetaTrader up to my laptop. So, you know, you can easily see what the account is like rather than, you know, me switching between my phone and stuff. And that got really tedious as well. So I'm actually, you know, it's less hassle for me as well to be doing this. Also, instead, the journaling stuff, I feel like was kind of long for the documentation process. So what I will do from now on is literally a quick snapshot of, rather than going, because the way, of course, you won't see this in the actual journal because I've literally chopped it down so much, but how it was working initially was I will load this up without viewing the charts previously. Literally, you guys were practically seeing the charts as I was, right? I've not seen the charts previously to this. So I'm going through it, I'm analyzing it myself and, you know, just thinking, okay, where is this gonna go? Where is that gonna go? And it took too much time. So maybe going forward, what I'll do is I'll just quickly view the charts, right? And then at the end, I'll just give a quick snapshot of, okay, I'm looking at this trade and this is the reason, right? Rather than, you know, analyzing it whilst on video, and that just takes too much time. So that's gonna be it for my journal, and I'll do the same thing for the analysis for the upcoming week. But I will go a bit more in depth on that. Reason being, you know, I'm trying to provide value as much as I can to you guys. So, you know, instead of just being very vague about the idea of, okay, this is going to go up, why is it going up, right? What are the confluences that, you know, show me that this is going up or this is going down. I've not analyzed anything for the upcoming week ahead, but judging by how the week ended, there should be quite a few opportunities, right, across quite a few pairs. So let's see how we can perform on that. At the end of the month, I will start to post my statistics up on the video as well, right, in terms of how many pips were gained, how many, what the monetary amount that was gained or lost, right? And anything else I can think of. If you guys can think of anything that you want added into the videos, let me know as well. But I may even do that on a weekly basis. I don't know. Let's see. It's something I'm going to implement from not this week, but next week. And hopefully, so just give me some ideas that I can include on that. And actually, the next week is also, 1 month since we started this. So it's kind of fitting. And then maybe after that, if you guys think, it should be more of a weekly thing for this kind of update, then I'll include that by all means. Another thing is, I think I've kind of messed up on the chronology of the videos, right? So the initial introduction video, I've titled that week 1, even though we weren't trading that week, and the trading starts from the following weeks onwards. So I'm gonna just go through that and re-update everything as well. So don't be alarmed when certain things are all kind of weird, right? But yeah, still posting the same content, hopefully out on Sundays. I'm sorry my laptop is kind of shitty for producing videos. Right now it's just really slow for some reason. I am working on it to make it a little bit more faster, but let's see how that turns out. All right, that's it for me for this week.
Okay guys, I sure hope I can be heard right now. This is the analysis for the forthcoming week now. And yeah, hopefully you guys can take some value from this. There's quite a few decent lined up. There's quite a few decent lineups, in terms of entries that we can take. So let me just go through it as soon as possible. Keep it snappy. All right. I'll make the screen bigger. Hopefully everything can still be seen. So this is Aussie dollar, US dollar, right? Actually, bear with. I think it might be a bit better if the screen is kind of smaller for this one. Oh, screw it, we'll just bring this lower, right? Okay, so as we can see, we'll quickly go on to the weekly, right? There's a trend line coming down over here, making downtrend structure as well, consistently. With this bearish swing, it's made a retracement, and now it's going to go make a double top with the previous lower high, potentially, right? And it has broken this trend line over here as well. The two things that I have in mind is if it was to break this, obviously, lower high structure, which is this key level over here, and come back, retest it, it should shoot up. Another potential scenario is if it breaks below this resistance, I may look to short this, right? Because currently, as we can see, there's quite a bit of a resistance, right? A lot of wicks, this candle not finishing past, the highs of these candles, could be, early signs that it wants to come lower, but we shall see very soon. Euro USD made a very, very sharp move up over here, right? The price has been quite choppy and rangy across weekly and daily. But it's, there was a range over here. It's broken out quite sharply. If we go onto the weekly, there's actually a trend line over there. And it's just made a third touch rejection, pretty much to the T. So it could be that it's given us signs that it wants to move down lower, right? It's kind of made a tweezer top over here with a bearish, finish down here. It could suggest that it wants to come lower, but I'll wait for it to break the support before I enter any short positions on it, or potentially any long positions if it was to break past this trend line, right? So moving on to USD CAD. It's interesting. It's gone up, closed the gap over here, which had been there since, I think, early March. Yeah, early March. Now, it's interesting. This could potentially continue going up, right? Because if we go on the weekly, there is somewhat an uptrend kind of structure along over here, right? So this was potentially just a retracement for this very sharp, steep, bullish move up. It could be a retracement. It may push down a little lower towards this fib level and daily key level before shooting back up, or it may be ready to push up right now that it's at the monthly key level. Another possibility is this bearish momentum may be stronger now, because just look at the finish, right? The size and just the way the candle finished, it suggests that there may be a little bit more momentum to the downside. So if it was to break this key level over here and invalidate the fib level, it suggests that price may want to come lower, at least to the trend line for a third touch. And if we have a break of the trend line, then it may come even lower, right? But if I can see correctly right now, the uptrend pretty much stands, depending on how you look at it, up to this level over here, right? Because you can say that's higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. Bit of choppiness going on over here. So we could consider that as a higher low, and then that's the new higher high, and then price is making a retracement for a new higher low before it goes up, right? So if it was to basically break past this, then that is a surefire downtrend move. But if it was to just break over here, it's still a good setup just to come to the trend line, just to see what the price is doing. But I probably won't take an entry just at the break of the trend line for the short. I'll take the entry past this level. It's a bit more of a higher probability trade. Moving on to GBP AUD, interesting. Price has been on the weekly making this uptrend structure with a retracement currently from this previous swing position. And consequently, it is also a third touch of the trend line over here, right? Showing a bit of rejection, and it is around the 78.6% fib level, which has been broken. So it's actually invalidated. The fib level is actually invalidated, but the trend line still stands. If we go into the daily, we can see that price has been, actually, let me make this screen a little bit bigger. We can see that price has made this tweezer bottom like formation with 3 candles over here. And when I went to the 4-hour time frame, it was kind of ranging as well. It tells us kind of 2 things. If it was to break below this trend line and past this range to the downside, I'm going to take a short, but it will most likely have to break this level for me to take the short, that key level. That's what I'm sticking to. In terms of a long, if it was to pull back above the trend line and the monthly key level, obviously, and also break above this range box, that is a long trade for me, right? So I'm just going to see how market plays out. It may just actually range in the box for a few days. Let's see how that pulls through. Now we move to pound chef. This has been on a downtrend for a while on the weeklies, right? Just show you quickly. All right, downtrend structure over here, and it's making a retracement upwards. When we go to the daily, we can see that it's kind of made a double top like formation over here, and it's failed to close past, this previous level over here. If it does fail to do so, I will take a short, and a couple of confluences that go along with it are price was in a range box previously. It broke out, it's moved back up. It seems to be breaking out, but let's see if it does break above this resistance level. Yes, it's broken out and it'll push to the upside. If it does actually stay below this and comes back into the range box, I will be taking a short on that, because it also, there's another oh, sorry. I was shaking my leg and it's shaking the screen. Another confluence for this is the fib level over here, right? A rejection off of that, which seems pretty good to me too. Pound USD. This was also somewhat of a downtrend structure, not very clear, not very concise, but let's see, right? It's made a move down, it's come back for retracement, caught in this range box-like situation, and potentially made a triple top over here, right? However, price has actually broken that and obviously closed past it. So if I take anything on this, it will most likely be a long going up towards this key level over here, which is going to be about 200-300 pips, I believe. Just double check. Yeah, about 300 pips. So let's see how that plays out. Actually, let me check the 4 hour. Has it already retested it? No, it's not quite retested it. Okay, that's fine. So let's wait to see how that plays out before we jump into that one. There are quite a few trades lined up. This one's interesting. So for the whole time, this has been in a very, good and consistent downtrend structure. However, just the week that's just finished right now, it's breaking the trend line, and it's also broken the structure over here, making a higher high. Now, my plan is for it to come down, test this previous lower high as support, and then push up, and I'll probably take it up to about there, right, monthly key level at the very least. If it does decide to push lower right now, I'm probably not going to take a trade because, I just want to stay away from it because it doesn't really support anything else. But because it's started making an uptrend structure, I will only be taking uptrend trade on this. However, price does seem to be losing momentum when you go into the daily, because the last candle was a very strong doji candle, right, with a high wick over there. It may even be that on the market open, price may want to come all the way below over here and make a make an evening star like formation. And even with that, there's going to be a few things that I'm going to look for, right? So if it makes an evening star, obviously, if it closes above this level of support, that's definitely going to be a long for me. If it closes past it, it may signal a short, but I'll probably not take a short until it breaks below this trend line again and retest this support and see if we can break that before pushing any lower. What else we got? You got GJ, which was also in a downtrend. If you look on the weekly, made a very strong bullish move up as retracements, literally screwing all my levels over, right? I thought there'd be resistance over here to make a triple top. It broke through. Resistance over here, it's not really obeyed. So it could potentially push up over here. I see a bit of resistance over there, key level. And if it shows resistance from there, I might take it lower. If it wants to push up, I'm probably just going to leave it. But if it does show resistance and wants to come lower, then by all means, I shall take it. UJ on weekly. This one has been stuck in a massive triangle, right? And recently, on daily at least, it was making a discrete downtrend structure, right? Lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, and finally lower lows, lower lows. Then it seems to have broken that. Then it got caught in a range, and very recently in the week, it has just pushed up bullishly, very strongly above that, and has been moving up. So if it wants to continue this bullish push upwards, I may just wait for a retest of this key level over here and take the long up to this monthly key level. Sorry. Okay. Last but not the least, Euro GBP. I love this baby last week. Done me wonders. But let's go through the analysis for this week, right? Which is interesting. I'm definitely going to be in a trade on this one way or another. And I should tell you why. On the weekly, it is stuck in a massive range box, right? Price has been in this sort of range box for a very long time. Now, with no real trend, if I'm honest, not that I can see anyway, Euro GBP, when we go into the daily, we can see price pushed up quite steeply, came back for like a retracement kind of phase. If you draw a fib, you can see there's like rejection. There's a fib level going across here. You can see it's been caught in a range. But let's see what the recent price structure is saying, right? Recent price action is saying. Got a range box over here. Price broke out, encountered another range box. We caught a few moves on this. But it didn't actually end up, coming back down to reject this properly initially, right? However, what we can see is if we were to stretch this out, depending on how you draw it, if you draw the range box in that way, you can see it's just retested this, and that's when it, you know, pushed up further. Or if you consider the range box to be from this key level over here, you can still wait for a retest, right? It's not really retested it just yet. So one thing is price may come down to retest this, right? Another thing is price may have already found support over here and want to push up. Now, the interesting thing is when we go into the 4 hour, we can see price has made a bit of a rejection over here. A bit of a rejection over here with the wick, and then a bullish candle to follow, which wasn't really strong, but it may want to push up right now. However, what I'm seeing over here is a head and shoulders pattern, right? We've got a shoulder over there. We've got a break outside the range box, making the head coming down towards this neckline, and then again to the top of the range box. And that was one of my confluences for taking the short previous week, for it to come lower. Now, that head and shoulders pattern is completed. If price was to break out of this, retest this, I'm definitely going to be taking the short into the other key level and monthly key level area over here. However, if I do see some rejection from this support level of the range box, I will definitely take this up towards this monthly key. I will definitely take the long up towards the top of the range box. And upon the break of the range box and this key level over here, I will take it further up towards the actual bigger range box that we can see on the weekly. So it's in an interesting place. Even if it's ranging, I think we can still make something from it. But we really would like a breakout, because either to the upside or the downside, because that's where the bigger moves are, right? So if it's ranging, right now it's at the bottom, I can definitely take a trade up there. If it was to break out, we can take a trade from here all the way up to there, actually from the key level all the way up to over there. Or if it breaks to the downside, which may be more likely because it's just completed the head and shoulders pattern, we can definitely take a trade all the way down here. But let's see, we'll wait for price to play out during the week. I think I'm going to start looking at the charts at 10 o'clock from Monday now, instead of waiting till 2. Entries might still be at 2 o'clock because that's how I've usually done it. But I'm going to start viewing the setups from 10 o'clock on Monday, just to see if there's any early setups that we can pick up. But yeah, so that's it for me for now. I will, before I sign off, thank you so much for the 13 subscribers that I believe I have 13 subscribers right now. I'm going to keep posting the content. Thank you for the support. And yeah, if there's any changes, any improvements I can do, I know this one's like very long, but if there's anything that I can do to it in terms of improvement, please let me know. I've already got, I say this every week that, oh, next week I've got this idea, but I have been kind of implementing that. And, the plan is that, through trial and error, I'm going to make it work. So it is, watchable, enjoyable content that, you can gain value from. So thanks for the support, subscribing, liking, commenting, all the good stuff, all the YouTube good stuff. What I will show quickly right now is the MetaTrader. So that is what we ended up with after closing all the trades on Friday, which pretty much means since the start, this is now about 5% down on the account, which is much better than at the start of the week that just finished. We were about 18-20% down, so big improvement. And hopefully within this week, because it will be the end of our trading month, we can make it to be, at least break even, which is more than possible, right? So yeah, that's it for me for now. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please comment, like, subscribe, give me feedback, follow me on the socials, and you can talk to me on that as well. But yeah, that's it. I'm signing out. Peace. Bye.